Hi, it's Grace, and in this video I'm going to talk about something that I found a little funny. But first I want to talk about the weather. I made that video. I probably put it up. I made two videos yesterday, and in both of them we had really great weather, and today we were supposed to have really great weather in the rest of the week. Well, today woke up with temperatures in the 40s and a lot of wind, which means the temperatures were actually in the 30s, it feels like. And also just so much rain, it just poured all day long. Well, kind of almost poured all day long. And like I said, with all that wind, rain, and the cold, it was like, wow, and I was just thinking yesterday, I really need to keep to it that whenever I go out to go somewhere, to take as many videos as I can, because I never know what the weather's going to be. Whatever's in the forecast is really not going to happen that way. I mean, from yesterday till today. Okay, and of course, other days. But really, now that wasn't the funny thing, but I'm glad I did take that second one. I put it up a day later, so I could have put it up the same day, but I didn't feel like, going through and editing and everything. So, and anyway, I thought I wasn't going to go out today, so I wasn't going to be able to make any. But the rain finally stopped. The wind didn't. No, the wind was howling outside. And luckily, hopefully the gusts aren't too strong that it will shove me around in this SUV. This is an old SUV. It's not a new one. It's an old one that's pretty sturdy. Yeah. And but I have actually been in the wind where it felt like I was turning a corner. This is just a few years ago. I was turning a corner to go home, and the wind hit right at the wrong moment, and it felt like it scooted my SUV over, and I thought it was literally going to flip. Seriously. I want to get to something that I found a little funny, and depending on what I put as the title, you might already kind of know. I'm going to talk about more than one thing, though. But one of it was funny, and usually funny is not my thing. I've got a dry sense of humor. You got to really look for it. It's in there, but I'll laugh a lot, but it's in there, but you don't hear it. But this one, to me, was funny, and it basically involves a dream I had while I was waking up this morning. Now, the first part of the dream I won't talk about, because I know a lot of people don't like to hear other people's dreams, at least people around me, because I'm a lucid dreamer, or I talk a lot about dreams because I dream a lot, and just people don't want to hear them. Yeah, the rude people. Those the drama queens that have to be the center of attention. They don't want to hear what you have a dream of, and they don't dream. That means that's one of the ones I know. She doesn't have dreams, so she hates. She hated hearing my dreams about them. Anyway, about this one, it was kind of funny. Like I said, the first part of it was what was leading up to this, which I really don't understand. What the first part, I don't really remember much of that first part. But the second part of it was that I was like, what do you call them? I think in some places they call them catacombs or something. Okay, or you could be like a sewer that, is tall enough for people to walk in, wide enough too. It's not really closed in. It's like, 3 people wide if they're standing shoulder to shoulder, body to body, side by side. But yeah, and it was like an orangish color, orange and yellows and stuff. And it was one of those. I was in one of those, and at the second part of the dream, the last part of the dream, I was standing at the door, which was made out of steel. Ooh, my voice suddenly got high. Yeah, that happens when I'm losing my voice. I had to get here. It's my favorite spot to just sit and do videos in. It's a Sonic. And sometimes I get something, sometimes I just, to eat, sometimes I don't. Anyway, I just get a soda or something. Diet Dr. Pepper with Raspberry Splenda or Blackberry Splenda. Yeah. Anyway, real moment. So let me go back. Okay, so I had this dream. This was the second part and in the last part. And I was in something like I don't know. I don't really know what it was. The doors were made out of steel, and the walls seemed to be more like stone, but some mainly steel. And what is it? Really thick. And it just went on and on and on. Maybe underneath a whole city or something. Maybe this is one of those futuristic dreams. Who knows? I would hate for it to be, because in the first part of it there was a hint of this, and then the next part, the last part, like I said, it was basically I was standing at the door, leaving it open with a few other people, letting this long, and I don't know how long it was because it went around a corner and everything. There was a line of teenagers, and the teenagers looked like, they looked, older than, maybe they were like teenage adults, 18, 19 years old. They didn't look young, like young teenagers, but they were dressed like practically in rags, and they were falling one by one, and they looked kind of like The Walking Dead, zombies. I mean, the same thing, right? I don't watch that show, by the way, but they look like zombies. And they were falling one by one, and one of them walked by me. It was a guy, and he looked at me, and he kind of smirked a little bit. But at the same time, I knew all of them were friendly. All of them. They weren't bothering me as they walked through the door, and I was standing there afraid that they were going to bother me, that they were going to attack me. But I was thinking, no, zombies aren't real. These are kids for whatever reason. They were stuck down here, and the line just kept going and going and going, and they were stuck down here probably for years, and they had to survive on it. But what they were humming, singing, whatever it was kind of funny. Anyway, as these teenagers were walking past me, and they were looking like at each other's backs, like they're walking, one behind the other, and they're really paying more attention to the other person's backs, and they're kind of marching, but not really marching, but in a way. And the funny part of it was what they were singing, or whatever you would call it, as they walked past me, and there was some kind of hint that they were doing that because of me, and not in a bad way, because they think that I would want them to do. Now, they were under there for a while. Who knows, what it was in the dream, years or whatever. And anyway, so they were walking past me, and they were going, shimmy, shimmy, shake, shimmy, shake, shimmy, shake, shimmy, shimmy, shake, shimmy, shake, shimmy, shake. They kept doing it. I'm not one to do stuff like that. It's probably going to sound awful because my voice never sounds like me. It never does. And I know my voice because I've heard it at my age. I've heard it many times on recordings, recently and all. But yeah, that's what they were doing, and they weren't really bouncing to it, but a little hint of it. But they were, that might have been a little bit of the march to, shimmy shaking. That part was funny, and then I woke up, and it was morning as it was, and I come shooting up, laugh, and in a way it was kind of scary, because really think about it, kids being under, teenagers being underground for who knows how long. That would be pretty frightening, for them especially, mainly for them, and the parents and so forth, of course. But it was funny what they were singing, I don't even know if you would call that singing. What would you call it? But yeah, I've had weird dreams, and it has to be one of the weirdest. But I sometimes, like to, I keep saying, I got to stop saying, But I really do kind of like to, I've always done that, like to know what do these dreams mean, besides that I ate something too late at night before I went to bed. Oh, those can be bad. Those can be nightmares, what are they called? Night terrors, yeah. Ooh, they can be really bad. But yeah, I do like to kind of figure them out, what it meant and everything. And it seemed like for whatever reason, it did seem something along this line that I need to start teaching, younger people. I don't know. Maybe that's just in my mind, yeah. But what do you think about that one? And I have something else. You know, I started this video off and I was talking about, well, in my last video I was talking about how it, this is a little more serious, that, you know, getting out because of the weather was difficult, you know, because of the wind, so much wind, and you never knew one day the next, and it was cold. It was very cold, and then there was the summer when the temperature was over the hundreds. So it's been at least since September, but it's been really at least since the summer. And what is it now? Close to the end of February. Yeah, third week in February, I think. Well, that's close to the end of February. Third week still. But it's just been difficult to get out, and then I was afraid that I wasn't getting enough exercise, which I really wasn't, because I walk my dogs. I do a lot of walking for exercise and stuff like that. And so yesterday I went to Walmart and I did a lot of walking. I was surprised when I left out of Walmart and looked and got home, and I said I must have walked probably an hour in that Walmart. An hour. And I was wondering what's going to happen to my feet or my legs, you know, because I'm not in that kind of practice to go for an hour. I don't know about you. Do you ever walk for a full hour? You know, I don't think I really do. Not for a full hour. You know, to be standing up and or walking for a full hour. You know, unless you work in that kind of job, then you're kind of, you know, acclimated to it. But not me. So anyway, nothing happened until this morning when I got up, and the heels of my feet, I'm telling you, they were like, they were hurting, and it reminded me of last winter. That happened quite often, and I think it was because I was doing a lot more walking. What it is in the summer that makes that happen, not in the summer, but in the winter, but not in the summer, I don't know. I don't get it. It's really weird. Anyway, I thought I'd add something to that. I might add some pictures of what I took, because I used to do just shopping videos, so I might add some pictures of the weird stuff I saw in Walmart. You know? Not weird, but just funny. Mainly they were funny. Maybe I'll do that. If not, I'll just put them all in a separate video and put some music on them. But because I couldn't take it as a video, but only taking pictures because they had their music on, which they don't always do. I might have actually mentioned that in that last video. But anyway, I think that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. I'll catch y'all in another video. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh, and if you want to subscribe and you haven't already, click the circle if you're watching another video. You can click one of the rectangles, like, subscribe, comment, and share on your social media. You would, and I'll talk to y'all in another video.